Welcome back, guys. Equity Podcast. Coach Berek here. We're helping you be fit for life through fitness, nutrition, and accountability. What I want to talk today about is protein shakes. So that is taking some form of protein and putting it into a shake or a smoothie or some other vessel and consuming that. And why would we do that? And if we are going to do it, how should we do it? So there's two main reasons that we would start taking protein. The first one is we're just not getting enough in our regular standard diet. So what we would consider this is it'd be supplemental, right? Protein like whey or pea protein or whatever is a supplement. And what we mean by that is it's truly there to supplement your holistic diet, right? Not diet as in Atkins or paleo or carnivore or vegan or whatever, but like what you eat. If you're not getting enough protein, doing a protein shake is a great, fast, simple way to get some protein into your diet. So it's going to be supplemental, right? And there's a bunch of different ways we can do that. We can do it through a standard shake, some whey and some water. We can do that in a smoothie. We can do that in we can use a different type of protein and casein and do casein pudding or something like that. Great way to get in some extra protein if we're not reaching that protein goal. And you're like, well, how much should I be getting? Generally, we'd like to see somewhere between 0.7 grams, 0.7 and 1 gram per body weight. So, for example, on that high end, that 1 gram, if I weigh 170 pounds, I should be getting 170 grams of protein a day. That's some very simple. So if I'm not as active, or if I'm a little bit older, or actually if I'm older, I should probably be getting that 1 gram because we metabolize protein not as efficiently when we start aging. But if we're not as active, we can bring that number down to 7. Honestly, I like 8.8 grams. So if I'm 100 pounds, 80 grams. Just easy for math. So that's the supplemental side. Now, when we start talking about the other reason being recovery. So what we can do is when we're thinking about performance, when we're like, all right, I want to perform better, I want to make sure that I'm recovering better, this is where we can start thinking about that protein shake a little bit differently. So if we start taking our protein shake in forms of recovery, when we take it, how we take it, matters greatly. So the first thing is we want to make sure that we're taking it post-workout, right? Because that is when we're trying to recover. That's when our muscles are going to use that fuel to repair itself. So as close to the end of that workout as we can, it's going to be the ideal time to take that shake. You hear 30 minutes. That's pretty good. You get done, cool down a little bit, make sure you're not huffing and puffing, get that heart rate down, take a shake. Now, how big? What is it? What else should I be taking with it? So there's two parts. The first one is this is also going to be supplemental, right? It is supplement. If you're trying to lose weight, you probably don't need a shake, even if you're focusing on recovery. You probably don't need it. It's just excess calories that you don't need. So you're still going to be able to add this to your macros, making sure that you're getting enough protein throughout the day. But the other thing is your body, when it's recovering, doesn't just need protein. It also needs carbohydrates. So having some version of a carbohydrate is going to be highly beneficial. So an easy one to use is dextrose. That's a really easy one. You can do raisins. Some people do bananas, but you want something that can get into your system very quickly, and that's why we like liquids, and that's why we use a shake, right? So if we use some whey protein, some water, a little bit of dextrose, and you shake that up, what's going to happen is liquids get into your system faster. If I eat a piece of chicken and some sweet potatoes post-workout, it's going to take a while for my body to metabolize that whole food, right? I have to chew it. I have to swallow it, I have to digest it, and then eventually it gets into my system. Whereas when I drink something, when it's already broken down, I can use that immediately. And that is when our muscles need that recovery. So we want to focus on getting that as quick as possible. What you noticed that wasn't in that is fat. And the reason that we don't have fat and we don't want fat in that, so a lot of people are like, hey, can I mix milk or something in it? Like, yeah, sure, you can, but you're actually limiting your ability to recover. And the reason is fat slows down the metabolism of that protein and carbohydrate. So when we're eating food, when we're eating a meal, that's actually a good thing. We want that. We want it to be we want it to slow that metabolism down. Because if we just try to use it immediately, it's just going to be stored as something else, fat. So during meals, yes, we want some fat in there. We want it. But when we're thinking about recovery, we don't want that because we want to use it immediately. And the fat is going to slow that down. So we need to make sure that the timing's right after the workout. We need to make sure that we have all the components in there as well. Adding carbohydrate is really beneficial, but it's not, I mean, if you don't have it, it's fine, but it'd be really, really nice to have that. And we can use raisins are a really good one, bananas are another good one, something that is quickly digestible, that isn't going to take a long time to use, right? Something like a dried fruit, that sugar, that carbohydrate is going to hit you pretty hard, pretty quickly. So that is a good one to use. So those are the two big reasons to be taking a shake. When we start getting into anything higher than like that, it's going to be super specific towards that specific person, and that's when we need to start talking about some one-on-one nutrition coaching. When we're like, hey, when we really want to dial this in, what is that going to look like? So just kind of recap all this. Should I be taking a protein shake? Maybe. The first one is, hey, am I short on my protein? Am I getting enough protein? Do I want to improve my performance and make sure I'm recovering better after workouts? If you're yes to one of those, then we can talk about adding it. With the supplemental, it doesn't necessarily have to be a whey. It can be a casein. It doesn't have to be right after a workout. It can be in the morning. A lot of people have a hard time eating in the morning. Doing a smoothie with some whey in it is a great way to sneak that in. So if you're looking for a little bit of something sweet at night, making like a casein pudding can be really helpful. And also casein is a slower reacting protein, so having it at night is a really good option. And then on the flip side, recovery. Make sure it's a liquid. Ideally, it's a protein and a carbohydrate, no fat, and we do it relatively quickly after that workout. Those are the big tenets for the protein shake. What did I miss? Is there a question about a protein shake that you were kind of thinking of and I didn't answer? Let me know. Just comment, shoot me a message, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. Get back to you. As always, I really, really appreciate you taking time out of your day to working towards better and investing in yourself. Cheers, guys.